All right. Attention. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Joe Icono with GoBlackKnights.com. First question for you, Gavin. Talk us through the play where you had the interception.
Yeah, we just saw it earlier in the game, and the coaches were going over with us. We knew we would get it again, so we just made that adjustment. And Casey before the play was telling me it was coming, so I knew it was coming. So then I ended up, just jumping right in front of that ball.
And the play where you had the pass breakup, we were just talking about it off camera. It wasn't targeting, but you had a nice hit to kind of break that on up in the red zone.
Yeah, so yeah, I was just I saw the ball kind of go by him, and then I just immediately thought to get out of the way. So I just kind of went low and turned my head just so it wouldn't happen. But it's just it's football, and at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. So.
And last thing, the defense has kind of been under fire a lot this season. The last 6 quarters, though, you guys have only given up 1 touchdown, the starting defense anyway. So talk a little bit about what you've seen with the improvement in the overall defense the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I just think it starts with the practices. We really focused this week on just the fundamentals. Going back to day one and just being like, all right, we know how to play football, but let's focus on the fundamentals, right? So we're just focusing on that. And when we have an offense to lean on like that, we just come together as a team. And that's what Army football is about.
And Cale, did you know coming into today that Coach Worley and Coach Munkin play both of you?
Yes, sir. We knew that going into this week's practice, and then last night, Coach Worley sat us down to confirm it, and he just said for us both to be ready, and that he's told me that Dwayne was going to start, but I was going to get my opportunities, and Dwayne knew we were going to switch in and go back and forth.
And it was 10-7 at halftime, kind of a tight game, and the offense had gone 3 and out on their first possession. You came in and hit the big pass play to Samari. Talk about that play a little bit.
Yeah, when I heard Coach Worley call it, I was excited. I looked at Samari, I said, be ready. Samari told me, let the thing go. O-line did awesome. They gave me just enough time, got out there. Toby ran off the safety like it was the plan, and Samari came down, executed, and then made an awesome play after with the ball.
Yeah, and then following up on that, my last question, the offensive line looked like they really started to dominate, especially later in the game, started to get some good movement, some good push, especially in the interior, Brady and the 2 guards.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about their play today.
Yeah, that's the engine in our machine. Those guys up front, the mob, they played phenomenal today. And where they go, we're going to go. They set the tone early, and UAB they quit in the second half because, the 5 up front just took the wheel out them, and it was just awesome to see, and it was awesome to run behind.
Thanks, guys. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ken Crates for Camvets Media. Congratulations to you both. Gavin, I thought the first defensive series was critical. Casey Larkin almost had an interception, and then Cole Seawright had the sack that stopped the drive and forced a field goal attempt. How did you feel about that first drive, being able to force a field goal?
Yeah, we knew we had to come out strong, right? We struggled with that in our last couple of games, and we, again, like I said, we're really focusing on the fundamentals and coming out strong like that and getting our offense back out there on the field, especially after that missed field goal or blocked field goal. That was just the plan from the beginning, and it starts in practice. And we were prepared and ready to go on that first drive.
Yeah, tell us about the blocked field goal. It was so important. It really helped your momentum. What did you see happen on that?
We adjusted after last week and everything that happened at ECU. So we were really focused on that as a whole, field goal in general. So again, like I said, this week in practice, we were really going back to the fundamentals, really breaking it down, and starting like it was day one again.
Coach Woody was talking this week a lot of, and some other weeks too, about looking at the quarterback, how fast he gets rid of the ball. And if it's under 2 seconds, you got to be back in pass coverage. If it's more than that, then you really want to rush on. How did you feel about being able to put pass coverage in today?
It was really good because of up front. I mean, we were getting pressure on the quarterback the whole day. We knew coming in that this guy was struggling under pressure, so we knew that our D-line had to have a day, and they did. Our interior linebackers had a day, so it just made it easier for the secondary just to make reads on the quarterback because he was just looking at one guy and throwing that ball. So,
thank you. And Cale, how is it for you coming in off the bench and then being able to get a chance to play? Do you approach it any differently?
No, not at all. I knew coming into it that's how I was going to work. So those first 2 drives, like you hit on the defense, they got to stop. And then we had a block field goal, and then D. Cole went out there and executed and put up 7 points. And, we needed that fast start. first two drives, I was really to, sit in and diagnose what the defense was doing. So I had a feel for when I went in. I think the first drive was fine. Penalties kind of killed the drive, but we were moving the ball well. And then going into halftime with getting 3 points on the board was really big for our success. But just approaching it like I was in the game while I'm on the sidelines definitely prepares me.
I know you mentioned the pass to Samari Howard, 41 yards. It really set up the second touchdown, which you completed with a 5-yard TD run. How was it just gaining some momentum on that drive, getting a big pass play, and then being able to complete the drive?
Yeah, that was huge. We needed that. I think they missed that field goal and it put us on the 10-yard line. And we were backed up 90 yards from our end zone, and that pass really set us up. Just really well executed by the O-line and a great route running by Toby Alwala to take the top off and Samari to come behind it. But that definitely gave us momentum going into that drive.
And just later, you finished the drive, a second touchdown with a 1-yard run. What did it feel like just to be able to run the offense and get down the field? And that was after Gavin's interception. Just be able to take the turnover and turn it into a touchdown.
Yeah, great play by Gavin, and he put us in a great position on the field. We knew we wanted to get 7 points rather than settle for a field goal like the drive previous, and to punch it in. I think it gave us all the momentum. I think it really, kind of put the game away.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Austin, go ahead, calling on people on Zoom.
We'll go to Seth Mendelson first, and for Zoom, let's do 2 questions each. Seth, go ahead.
Okay. Guys, thank you. Congratulations on the win. Tell me, this is an important game, a road game. You lost 2 in a row. You need to get a win on in the conference. Plus, you had a couple extra days off. Tell me about the thinking going into this game, how important this game was for you guys, and also defensively, the last 2 games giving up 21 points early, and how important it was not to have a problem early today.
Yeah, like I was getting into earlier, like we're just focused on starting from the beginning, starting with the fundamentals. And since we had those extra few days, we really focused in on that. Coach Munkin hit on it a lot this week. We're gonna start 0-0 and get that 1-0 today. And we were really focused on that all week. Because we're all good football players, we're all athletes, but at the end of the day, we gotta focus on our fundamentals and put everything that happened the last 2 weeks behind us and just move on. And that's what we did today.
Cale, any comment there about the importance of this game?
Yeah, I think a huge reason for the success we had today was defense got to stop, force them to a field goal, and we came up and blocked it, and then offense was able to go score, put us up 7-0. We haven't been able to do that all season, and to go out and start on top with 7 points was huge. Gavin hit on it. Coach Munkin said going into this we're 0-0. And coming up victorious today is huge momentum. We're 1-0. We're going to roll into next week, hopefully, with it.
My final question is, as Joe mentioned about your offensive line, I thought they really came alive as the game got going, especially in the second half. They played great. They gave you a lot of time, and they also opened up big holes. Talk a little bit more about the job they did.
Yeah, man, they are workhorses, and I told them at the end, I go, y'all are some savages. They don't get tired. You'll see the D line on the opposing team, no matter who we play, kind of fold and get tired as late in the third quarter. And that really uses that momentum. The O-line uses it, and, they just are dominating their will upon another man. And, when we get movement 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage, it just motivates the whole offense. And when you have the ball in your hand, you want to puncture it and, make them be successful with the run because, they're just working their tail off up front.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to Ken McMillan now. Ken, go ahead.
Gavin, can you talk about what the strategy was against Jalen Kitna today, and why do you think you guys were so effective in kind of slowing him down?
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, honestly. It just shows the focus that we had on the game. We were just focused on each other at the end of the day. A focus on our defense and, trying to put our offense in a better position than we have in the past games. And that was our goal going into the week. We're just focused on each other, and that's it. From the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball, we're just trying to put each other in better positions. And, you see the offense today, when Army football starts with momentum, you see what happens. And I feel like we really channeled that. And, that was the goal at the end of the day.
And Cale, can you just talk about the possibility of being able to carry this over to Charlotte next week and into the rest of the season?
Yeah, getting a win under your belt is big time. The goal is to go 1-0 every week. But it's past us. We need to dial in on Sunday. But definitely we'll use this momentum as the week carries on. And, we look forward to Charlotte. They're a good team. They're well coached, and we'll be ready to play. And I'm just excited for another opportunity to come this Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Austin?
Anything else?
Cool. We're all set, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.